We have to climb before we get to Sa Calobra. So today's the day that we are cycling to Sa Calobra to basically give it a full gas effort. And this is actually the first time I will have done or ridden up Sa Calobra from bottom to top. Funnily enough, I came out here maybe 8 years ago and was part of a video shoot for the promo of the new Sun God sunglasses, and we shot parts of that on Sa Calobra. We got there nice and early in the morning, so I've done parts of it. I've never done the whole thing, so I am really excited about it, but for some reason I'm actually quite nervous about it, which makes no sense because I'm just like a YouTuber riding his bike. There should be no pressure on me for this. Like no one cares, but for some reason in my head I am a little bit kind of, I've just put a little bit of pressure on myself, but nonetheless I'm looking forward to doing it. We have to cycle over there, which isn't going to take too long. It's about a 45-minute ride to get there. We'll go full gas and see whether we can get to that under 35-minute mark, which I'm hoping, but like nothing like holding, you know, what is my FTP for 30 minutes, 35 minutes. So I'm looking forward to it. Just I'm a little bit nervous about it, which doesn't make any sense. But nonetheless, right, I guess this is the Sa Calobra climb video. 9 o'clock a.m. 9 o'clock a.m. 9 a.m. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock a.m. 9 a.m. My bike for today. So my FTP apparently is 290 watts. So I'm going to try and hold 300 to 305 watts for 30 to 35 minutes. And that should get me in under 35 minutes, but we'll see. I was about to say I'm not fussed, but I am really fussed. I actually do want to put quite a good effort in.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, you haven't got my bike out. Oh, thanks. I'll just I'll do that myself. It's just weird that you wouldn't get it out for me, isn't it?
We have to climb before we get to Sa Calobra. It's gorgeous. It's about 9:45 in the morning. No, it's almost 10 a.m. in the morning. We started a little bit late. But it's lovely, isn't it, Nikki?
It's beautiful.
Paris up front as normal, leading the charge. Oh, we've made it to the aqueduct at the top. Paris really pushed me on those climbs. Ugh, did not need that before trying to do Sa Calobra. I'll also say, Bike Village Travel, they have a little car, a little van, a little support car, and the support car is bueno. So I imagine other people probably don't get a support car to come refuel them before dropping down and doing Sa Calobra. Good climb?
Yeah, it was a good climb, yeah. Nice one, to warm up the legs,
My
what's coming up.
Warm up or...
Warm up the legs easily, Because now we're going to do the most iconic ride and climb in Mallorca, the Sa Calobra.
Okay, what are the stats for Sa Calobra? Do you know there must be?
Yeah, it's a 9.5k climb, it's 7.5% gradient, so it's a steady climb, it's a beautiful one. A lot of corners in it and beautiful scenery.
And a good time would be like 35, 40?
If you want to go do good time, you have to do 35 minutes. Yeah, that's a really good time. So try it.
That's what you heard it here first, guys.
Yeah.
35 minutes, or I
35
don't get to go back to the villa.
Yeah.
So we're down in the Sa Calobra port. Sa Calobra is the port. Do the climb back up. It definitely took longer to come down than I thought it was, which probably means that going back up is going to be a hell of a ride. Do you know what the fun thing is Paris whips everyone on the uphills. Doesn't quite realise how good she is at cycling. She's having a good day though. I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up putting in a reasonable time, if she can be bothered. Right, time to go. Sa Calobra, death or glory. So we probably knew this was coming. I'm going to talk you through the climb for 3 or 4 minutes, and I will probably post the entirety of this climb with a little talk through at a later date, so you'll see the full climb from bottom to top. At this stage, I'm just going to cut through. So the plan was to try and hold about 305 to maybe 310 watts throughout the whole thing. The climb starts when you go over the speed bumps at the bottom, and you can kind of see on the left that I'm trying to hold roughly 300 odd watts, sometimes going over, sometimes under. That's obviously just the way that averaging out on a wattage for 35 to 40 minutes is going to work. Here's some of the more like iconic locations for the climb. As mentioned, this is a 7.5% for the entirety of the whole thing, so some bits do get a little bit steeper, obviously on the switchbacks, which predominantly end up being at the top of the climb. That's kind of where you get the opportunity to put a bit more power down on the steeper sections, so shorter, sharper, steeper sections. Now, I've always kind of found that, the best way to improve your time is to go hard when it's a little bit steeper, because you're going to be able to increase your average speed proportionately a little bit more. So on the corners, I was trying to get out the saddle a little bit, and you can see me just push a few extra watts as we go around most of the corners. It was nice to let a few of the team kind of go up ahead, so I did get the chance to pass and say hi to a couple of people as I went up the climb, but that didn't last for a huge amount of time because we were in a bit of a rush to get some food. As you can see, this is the halfway point of the climb, or what was, hopefully 17.5 minutes, aiming for the 35-minute climb. It feels like there is a hell of a lot of this climb left. So there are long sections down the bottom. There's these like long kind of straighter sections that I don't want to say like demoralizing, but it makes you feel like the climb probably is a huge amount longer than you actually realize. On the switchbacks kind of go quite quickly. You're kind of doing one, then you cut into another, then you cut into another. There's always something to focus on. On some of the longer sections down the bottom that aren't necessarily as steep, it definitely made me feel like, oh my god, we have so much of this climb left to do. This is a rather infamous corner, as you can see. This is where the photographers like to hang out, and that's a side note. If you are looking for a good photo, you can dive around that corner and then go online and grab one. I think it's like €5 to €7 per photo, depending on the size. I'm going to add that Thomas Pidcock did this in 22:40 something, so he's well done and dusted. I have a lot of friends that have finished this in 30 minutes or under. Shout out to Thomas Martinez, the cycling tattooist. He's done a 31 something. My good friend Ben Chapman, he did a 35 something. So this was all going through my head as I'm going up this climb, is I'm getting to certain points and realizing that all my mates are finished by now and I'm nowhere near the top, which was a little bit kind of motivating / demoralizing at the same time. Here's the iconic corkscrew at the top. At this point, it was getting quite warm. It's like 12:30. You can see the flags blowing in the wind, a little bit windy. We're not going to put there's no emphasis on the wind whatsoever. This was all down to just kind of me riding my bike, cycling, trying to cycle hard. This corkscrew is iconic though, and you can kind of see that there is, still a little bit left of the climb to do, and I try and put a little bit more power down, just knowing that I'm not too far from the finish. Obviously 30 seconds to go to the 35-minute mark. You can see that I just about miss out on that. I say just about. I did miss out on it by quite a bit. But you can also note that the climb finishes towards the top between these two rock faces. This will be the peak and the summit of the climb. So my end time ended up being 36:45, and here I am just knocking it out and getting this last bit done. I actually didn't know where the finish was, so I just kind of tried to cycle for as long as I could, hoping that at some stage I'd go through the finish line. I think I ended up on a 36:45 for an official time over on Strava, and that's up on screen now, guys. So there it is, and I will post the full climb at a later date. This is the way to do Mallorca. So I'm probably not going to be able to give you a time until I get home and upload my file. I'm not going to do that now. But man, that was fun / tough. You gonna have these eggs?
Yeah. Oh no!
What?
Why are you filming this? I've just eaten that like an animal.
So we're back at the villa. And you've got back and smashed like 4 yogurts, 2 hard-boiled eggs, toast, 8 pieces of cheese. You still haven't got your taking it. We've been back 20 minutes, still full cycle kit. Sorry, the reason for doing this is we're going to find out what my Sa Calobra time was. Are you excited about it?
Not your time.
Oh, okay. Have you checked your time?
No.
Yours is uploaded.
Has it?
As in, yeah, I saw that it went on Strava. I got a notification. You're on my special list.
It's like some special.
In many ways, yeah. So, I'm going to give you a quick rundown on the days. We left here early, didn't we? 9:30. And then we had the first climb up to effectively the top of Sa Calobra before you even drop down to the port to come back up. And you hammered that way too hard. Because when I was
But I
doing...
wouldn't have got PRs on that.
I think you would have. Power PRs. Do you reckon you got...
No, PRs as in I've done them before, so they
Oh.
were from the 312.
And also, I'm going to do a video on this. It's IGP Sport. It's their BSC 300. It's been fantastic. It's been a really good bike computer, because the other one that I have is like a slightly larger Garmin Edge, which is great, which is a really, really good bike computer. But I wanted something smaller to sit on the front of my wind space that was just smaller. So the fact that I've been doing all the nav on it, it's been like absolutely fantastic. I'll do a video on it another time.
You know what? I'm happy with 42.
42 minutes 52. Averaging, what's your wattage? Oh, today.
I've eaten that too quickly.
200. No, I haven't even tried. I haven't even tried.
It's going down my throat. I'm going to choke. I'm going to choke.
No, I've got water. I've got water.
That's
Water's
okay.
better.
No, I need to choke.
I haven't even eaten a... Oh.
Stop crying.
You know, you said you need to choke. I agree with that. Where do you come on your friends list? I honestly think you would have been so much quicker if you hadn't gone up the hill to get there so quickly. Right.
Tom Pidcock, 22:46.
Yeah. You're following Tom Pidcock on Strava.
Yeah. I might unfollow you and just keep him there.
Time to check, because it should have loaded up. Oh gosh, here we go. Congrats, that was your best power output for 30 minutes, which I presume was the climb attempt. Yeah, 36:45.
I think you did just fine.
Average.
Note how I said just fine.
Yeah, I know. I averaged 308 watts. 36:45. I couldn't have done any more than that today.
You did smash it.
Should we try again tomorrow?
No.
Okay.
I don't even want to try again next year.
I'm not even sure we tried this time. Time for a Sa Calobra debrief. So it probably seemed like I was a bit upset about my time, 36:45. And I'll be honest with you, when I first did it, I don't know why it was in my head. I was like 35 minutes, you have to do 35 minutes. And to fall like 1 minute and 45 behind that, I was like a little bit upset with that. I've got no bearing on this. I've got no reason to think I can do 35. I've got no reason to think that 36:45 is not a good time. But that doesn't change the fact that for some reason I just had 35 in my head and we didn't hit it, which I'm okay with now for two reasons. Firstly, I had a look at my average power. I held 308 watts for that 36:45, which turns out is a power PB. So Strava came up and said this was your best 30-minute power. So there's no way you can be upset with that, and it just goes to show that all the training and everything that I've been doing has been paying off. So we're happy with that. And then I think the icing on the cake was when I went on Strava and I had a look at my Sa Calobra segment. For some reason I just clicked on the all-time list, and 2 places above me in exactly the same time is Wout van Aert. Obviously we did this in 2 different modalities, 2 different mentalities, 2 different ways. I was as hard as I could go, and he very well might have just been on a coffee ride to the top. But it's still quite cool to be 2 places, or at least have a screenshot where you're in the same breath as Wout van Aert. So that's cycling for you guys, and we're going to leave that one there and wrap that one up. If you do like the channel, or if you've enjoyed the Sa Calobra attempt, which I'm pretty sure as a secret project there is half a chance that I'm going to come out and do again, more on that another time, please do like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on another video soon.